Are you ready?
Yes.
You may begin.
I would like to clarify something before I get started, is that it does not have to be on the agenda for you to talk in Commissioner's Court. I have requested and received this. It was October the 9th, 2014. And the salaries in the county judge's office and emergency management. Dear Deborah, all items below are effective October the 1st, 2014. Due to the vacancy of emergency management caused by the passing of Judge Carson and Cindy White resigning, I will be making the following changes to the department. John Nichols, emergency management deputy coordinator, West End, with a salary of $5,200 a year, $100 a week. This is a part-time position with no benefits. David Wesselhoff, emergency management deputy coordinator, West End, with a salary of $5,200, $100 a week. This is a part-time position with no benefits. Paula Williams, coordinator, with a salary of $16,068 to be paid from the emergency management and $16,068 to be paid by the county judge's budget. Health insurance and retirement should be paid from the emergency management. Additional, please restore the salaries of my two assistants. Rachel Cherry of $38,616.48. Lena Williams to $31,826.88. Also reduce my car allowance by half from $725 per month to $362.50 per month. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. Also, we have people that have been let go from their jobs. The county is in a real big mess. And we have people with their salaries cut, and he restores his. That don't seem fair to me, because a lot of these people have been here for a long time. But you know what? Next Commissioner's Court, make sure that you're here, because I've got a topic, a deposition concerning Sterling Lacey, 295 pages long. And I think y'all would all be interested to hear about it.
Are you ready?
I am. Good morning, everybody. Needless to say, I'm not a happy camper. I'm going to get a tax bill. And you know what? I don't mind nonsense, but when I have to pay for it, I mind. And I'm very unhappy for all of us. The new budget was not even approved when the county judge started spending money like it was growing on trees. If you recall, those that were here, the only change to the proposed budget to the approved budget was adding $140,000 of expenses and no revenue. Now, Sterling, I don't know how you do that. You come in with a balanced budget, you add $140,000 expense, no revenue, and you come out with a balanced budget. I can't figure that out. As Emily mentioned, all your secretaries got a raise. And then I find interesting that you have now posted for 2 employees to operate a fully automated telephone system. Do you all understand what an automated telephone system does? It means it answers without humans. Now, when you have an operator, then you have to disable some of the automated functions so they're called routes to the human. What happens when 2 calls come in at the same time? The human can't answer it. You're on hold. Thank you for waiting. We'll be with you. Automated system takes care of it. Why in the world you need an operator to operate an automated system is beyond me. And that's going to cost the county at least $30,000+. I looked at that system. It's not a switchboard. It's a telephone set that can only handle 1 conversation at a time. But I tell you what, really, what really worries me as a taxpayer is, in looking at the budget, we owe LaSalle, and correct me if I'm wrong, I have been wrong before, we owe LaSalle another $459,000, give or take a few thousand.
I think they're close.
A few. What's a few thousand, you know, among friends? The budgeted FY14 dollars for this service from last year's budget was $4,049,517. By making this last payment in September, it will be right at $4.5 million, so we have a more than 10% overreach in the budget. Next year, what's even scarier is next year it is budgeted to be $4.2 million, and this year we've already spent 4.5. So using the famous words of Mike Sandifer, is this truth in budgeting?
Thank you very much.
Is it about 3 minutes? No, it's not, is it?
No.
No. I don't know what you're keeping. I have a request of you and the commissioners.
Next on our list to speak is Toni Barron, Sims, Texas. Toni, would you come to the podium, please?
Yeah, he is fantastic.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm here today. I'm Toni Barron, tax assessor collector here in Bowie County. And I'm here with my concerns again about the, mainly about my office being able to keep up with the workload that we have with the ongoing situation going on now with limited workers that I have, because I lost 2 employees in New Boston and 2 employees in Texarkana. It makes it hard for us to be able to wait on the customers and do all the paperwork that has to be turned in a timely manner to the state to be processed. And I follow sort of suit of what the other 2 were speaking after I read and find out that there is part-time help, 2 positions that is now being offered, posted, when I definitely need part-time help. Today will be my first day that will be going in effect that I close at 4:30. And that is so that my girls can work from 4:30 to 5 o'clock in the office trying to keep up with the workload. 2 Fridays ago, when we had no electricity up here, my girls up here, 4 of them, went to Texarkana office. We had like 180 titles to process that day, and that was not including, because that was the first Friday of the month, and that was also, you know, a lot of customers in. The front was full the whole day long, and which fortunately, because my girls up here went down there, we got that, you know, took care of. But that's probably twice a week. We have a big load of titles that come in like that, and it's just, actually we get the title work sent into the state, but it's because we have to rush, and we don't always get it done without, you know, errors. And so we get, and there's a new system in the state now that's called Invitas, and it means it's a national vehicle. It goes all over the state, so if you have an out-of-state title and turn in, it most of the time checks numbers, and there'll be some errors on it, and those come back, you know, pretty regular if you're not, you know, real efficient of watching everything about it. But I don't understand, again, that there could be positions offered part-time help for a phone service that is totally automated, and we wouldn't have to have it.
Thank you. Our last request is from J.P. Welsh of Texarkana, Texas. Mr. Welsh, will you come to the podium, please? Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
You're ready.
for a little history lesson. In 1831, Congress was having an argument about supplying wood for the poor people of Georgetown. The mayor of Georgetown had sent a letter to the House of Representatives soliciting the House to grant a donation of some wood that was in the vault of the Capitol for their use. James Polk, the president, was one of the first to speak. He said he knew it would be ungracious to oppose the resolution. However, he went on to oppose it anyway, saying the precedent of appropriating the public funds for such a purpose was a bad one. Saying from that point on, every winter, when the snow fell on or the Potomac was frozen, applications would be made to Congress. He opposed the spending on the principle that the House has not the power to make the donation requested. The representatives came to legislate on great concerns of the nation, not to give away the public property. The next to argue was James Blair, a congressman from South Carolina. It is not the power of Congress to give out donations from the public treasury for the purposes of charity. So the House has no right to give away the public money for any such purpose. And if a gentleman were disposed to be liberal, let them be liberal out of their own money. Polk then made an amendment. And the amendment read that the sergeant at arms be required to deduct from the compensation of the members of the House 1 day's pay and deliver said sum to the mayor of Georgetown to be applied to the purchase of fuel for the paupers of the town, provided nevertheless that such donation shall be made from the compensation of such members only as vote in favor of the resolution. I'm not against helping people, but we have something on the agenda today that every Bowie County employee should get a free flu shot. It is not your job to give away things for free. And spending money, the money collected from the people is not revenue. It is public property. You need to treat that as our money. The only other thing I have to say, which that's all I have to say about that, but on a side note, that I know how much Toni Barron struggles at the tag office. I work for the Harley-Davidson dealership. I think y'all really need to look at getting a way to get her some help, because that is revenue coming in that office. That's how y'all get your money. When y'all were looking at borrowing money, I was waiting on tags to get done, $2,000 or $3,000 checks, waiting to be processed so y'all could get your money. She didn't have the help down there, but that's a side note.